Right, this is Eric Musgrave working on the Etal Village Hall Heritage Project. The date is Wednesday the 8th of February 2023, and I'm here with Jim Cockburn, who for a long time lived in Etal, and he's going to share some memories of the Village Hall. Jim, welcome. Can you tell us when you were born and when you lived here in Etal?
I was born 1947 in Berwick. What do you call it, please? Inside the river. Anyway, oh, that's what it was. It's the Castle Hills. Born Castle Hills. 1947, yeah. Moved into Etal at around about, crikey, 1950s. The 1950s. Late 1950s it would have been, yeah. Lived at Ford for a few years, 3 or 4 years, and only lived in Berwick for 2 years before moved out into the country, into Newton.
Okay, so were you here before you were a teenager? Were you like 9 or 10?
Yes. It'd been 19. Oh, God. 15. Yeah, I'd be in the early teens.
Lovely.
When I was in here, yep.
And when did you leave Etal?
1966.
Okay, so you had...
December 24th.
So you had probably nearly 10 years here in Etal, something like that, just under.
Good 10 years.
So you used to live in Etal Manse, and you were quite a big family. Can you tell us about your family, your mum and dad, and how many brothers and sisters you had?
Well, there were 3 sisters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 brothers.
So eight of you in total?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was your dad's name?
Joe.
And your mum?
Me.
And you're the oldest, aren't you?
I'm the oldest, I.
So give me all the names of your brothers and sisters.
Norman, which used to go under Ned. That was his nickname. There was Ned. Raymond. Ronnie. Graham. Sisters was Pearl. Lorna. Elaine.
Grand. Okay. So what was the age difference? Who was, if you've got 8 kids, what was the young, how older were you than the youngest?
Than the youngest? Oh, crikey. That's when Elaine should have been here. But it's got to be going back. It was about 1 come every year.
Right.
1 died at birth, well, just after pneumonia. He would have been the 3rd oldest. Yeah.
So tell me about your family life.
Well, as I said, father was a gardener here. And of course we went to the school in Berwick. I went to school in Berwick. Spring Hill Secondary Modern, and that had just opened up 2 years. 2 years before I went there. And then I was just old enough then to do a year or so, and then I was off to work. Finished on the Friday, started working on the Monday. The summer holidays, and I think every 15 then.
And what was your first job?
First job was working in the forestry side
Right.
on the estate. There was a gang of us, and I worked with them. And the gang would consist of 6, I think it was 6 workers, possibly 8. 1 or 2 was part-time summer work on the estate.
So did your father work on the Ford and Eagle estates as well, as a gardener?
Yeah, he worked as a gardener here. He worked in the woodland gardens
Oh, right.
and the vegetable gardens up in the village itself. But prior to that, he was gardener handyman on other estate, on other farms.
Okay.
Before moving into here.
What are your memories of the village? Was it a friendly village? Was it?
Oh yes. There was a lot of, from like say Ford used to come to this village. Millfield used to come from Millfield to this village, playing football, cricket and stuff like this, fooling around what we shouldn't be doing nowadays, but it was all harmless and nothing was done, sort of thing, you know. It was a totally different life to what it is now.
So the big difference here in the village is that the Eatle Castle, where you live next to,
Yeah.
that was all open. I mean, now it's closed because it's run by English Heritage.
That's right, yeah.
But in your day, all that was open. It was just your playground, wasn't it?
Yes, this is it. Oh yeah, it was just a playground, climbing them walls, getting to the top of the castle and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Seeing where the colours is, getting way up through the top.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to get bollocks for it, like, you know, but we used to do it never be seen. We poaching on the river after a fish and stuff like that. Doing silly things.
Children.
Well, Dick, when the old boathouse was still on the go, well, it wasn't lived in, but the electric wasn't turned off on it.
Oh, yeah.
And we tried, I remember once we tried, putting the extension wires onto the mains and the electric, and trying to electrocute the fish made it a bit easier on the river and things like that. We used to do things like, you know, somebody standing guard up the top and see if there was nobody going about, and we used to take the fish out the turbines.
So there were 8 Cockburns. Were there many other children in the village of your age?
Oh yeah, there was a good few. There was a good few. There was a good few. Trying to think of them all now. Lyles. They had 2 or 3 kids. There was 2 at the pub. There was 2 at the joiners. The chauffeur had 1 or 2 kids. Both chauffeurs had kids. One of them died just not long after starting work. She died with a tumour. Ford was full of kids as well. And Millfield, of course, was a bigger village again. Millfield was a big village then, and it is now. There's a lot in there. But I used to come along and now get together playing football and doing silly things.
So Eatle was the place people tended to come to?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
An old lad would just come around and say he was nothing happier. And he'd sit in his wheelchair or whatever, in his electric buggy, and watch the kids playing the footballs and all the rest of it, you know.
Who is this? The
old Lord.
Lord Joycey?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be Hugh Joycey. That would be. Yeah. Father of Michael grandfather of James, the current Lord Tracy. Okay, so we've got a friendly village with lots of kids, very nice lifestyle from long ago, back in the late 50s and 60s. So we're going back a bit now, aren't we? We're going back 60 years. So moving on to the village hall, what are your earliest memories, Jim, of the village hall? Of course, it was always there.
The village hall was always there. There's a lot of folk used it on the night. It was never really locked, and folk just used it, but used it sensibly. We played pool, billiards and pool and stuff like that on the table. Looked after it, the lot. It wasn't abused or anything like that. If it was, we wasn't allowed in, And it was a good place. It was a good place to be. And then the youth club was started up.
Oh yeah.
It first started up in the Lady Waterford Hall in Ford, and then that was more than 2 or 3 years, and then we kind of moved it into Eton. So it wasn't because it was the painting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You need to protect Lady Waterford Hall.
For the paintings, the Lady Waterford paintings.
So who organised that youth club then? Who was in charge of that?
Oh, I couldn't really tell you the names of her now. I remember there was the 2 women, and one of them's husband, and there were 2 women. I can't really put their name on them now.
What year would this be?
They'd be in the 19...
What sort of age were you?
66, 65, about the 64 mark. About 1964.
So you'd be about 16, something like that? Yeah?
16s.
So how often was the youth club held?
I was in the 16s, yeah. Because I think it was about 19-year-old or something like that when I went abroad. Yeah. And there'd be a dozen, 15 of us at the time. There used to be good days, fun games and all the rest of it. Everybody mixed together and learned things and things you did and things you didn't do and things was forbidden to do.
And how often did the youth club happen? How often was it held? Was it once a week?
Once a week, once a week, yeah.
Yeah? What day of the week was that?
Well, preferably it was up until weekend. It was into weekend, Saturday nights, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, it was good times.
And what sort of things would you get up to? Just at the youth club?
Just games and things like that. What the kids would do then, it's the run ball games and things like that, blind man's buff and all these sort of things, And
boys and girls all joining in together?
Yes, oh yeah.
And what sort of ages? If you were about 16, you'd be one of the older ones, wouldn't you? What age did they
start? It was in that sort of bracket, yeah. I'd be one of the older ones, sort of thing,
What sort of age were the younger ones?
But they were in there at about 10 years old,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so there'd just be 1 or 2 adults to supervise you?
Sure, yeah, that was it, aye.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And did they supply, did you have drinks? Did you have cake, biscuits?
Yes, yeah, now and again, yeah. When it was a special sort of a do sort of thing, Used to go on like that. Yeah.
And what else was the hall used for? Because we know it was started as a reading room and a memorial hall for those who were lost in the First World War.
Yeah.
So opened in 1926, built by the estate for the village. So by the time we're talking about with you, that's like 30 plus years later.
Yeah.
So what sort of other things was it used for apart from the youth club? You said you got the billiard table.
Well, there was the billiard table, reading room, stuff like that, and just folk just gathered up just sit and talk and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we visited earlier, you were showing me that the library was at the end where the sliding doors still are, the dividing doors.
Yeah.
So you said it was very well stocked with books. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Where the books went, I don't know.
You don't know?
I know where the table went, which I seen years later. It was in the garage. Whatever happened to it, I don't know. But the books wise, I mean, some of them were leather, some of them were just soft back.
Yeah.
Things like all different books. It was just amazing.
Just free for anyone to use?
This is it, yeah.
Okay. So you sound like you're much more interested in the billiard table, and when we were up there, Jim, you were showing me the holes still in the parquet floor where the rails...
Still original floor.
Yeah, still the original floor, so the rails went, and that enabled the billiard table to be pushed out of the main room to the side.
Yeah.
So when they needed it for whatever they needed it for.
Yeah.
So it was the billiard table popular?
Very popular. There used to be a league. Ford had a league. Equal was in the league. Millfield in the league and stuff like that. There was a good few of them in it. There was a lot of them used it. And a lot of that could be a night through the week or whatever. There was another fellow there, he died over the pool table. There was a lad by Scott. He lived along in the along the road.
And he died in the village hall?
He died in the village hall, taking a shot of pool. Just took a massive heart attack.
Blimey.
That was him, yeah.
So, you were telling me, just while we're talking about that, you were telling me that outside...
Three in the family there.
You were telling me that outside, once outside the hall...
Old Bob Bickerton, he died there, just in his sleep right next to it.
Yeah, watching you play quoits, you said?
Watching playing quoits, yeah. He was actually playing quoits.
Was he really? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was he an old chap then, when he just...
Well, he was getting on a bit, but he was a fencer by trade. He was swinging the mare all the time and stuff like that,
Yeah.
He played darts.
Yeah.
He was a good player on darts. It was good.
Now, another thing you told me about, in your youth club days, you and a few of your mates in the youth club got the job of repainting the hall.
Yes, yeah.
So what colour were you painting the hall then? And what happened?
Well, I said there it is right there on that wall. There it is right in that wall.
So that's a bright yellow. Was a very
bright yellow,
like a sunflower yellow.
Just a little bit other stuff, but a little bit lighter than that.
Yeah.
Very little. And I was just about to say that was it. Spot on.
So you guys got the job of painting it.
Yeah.
So what happened then? How was the health and safety regulations in those days?
Well, health and safety was just were nothing there. Really, there were very little. If anything happened, well, you should have thought of that, and that was about it.
So what happened when you were up the ladder, Jim?
Well, I see folk just larking about, just painting here and doing things like that, and somebody just neglected what they was supposed to be doing. Put their foot at the bottom of the ladder, stop it slipping on the floor. Walk away and down she come. In the full height, like. It was the full height.
It was a full.
It was a full bucket, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a start of it.
Yeah. Oh well, you cleaned the mess up because there's no evidence.
Oh, there was some messes that had to be cleaned up. And the skid marks all the way down the wall.
I wouldn't have known if you hadn't told me.
I see it happening. I still see it happening yet.
So again, in those days, at either end of the hall, there's a fireplace. So were they used as burning?
Yes, they were used. Yeah.
So that was the heating, was it, in your day?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. Heated the back boiler up in the top end, just as you come in.
Yeah.
There's somebody else lost. What did you want?
Sorry. Yeah. So they had hot water in there. They had toilets in there.
Oh yeah, yep. That was all there. Yeah.
And in terms of other things, I mean, did people? You mentioned there was music there. Did people have performances of music? Was it people have a dance there?
Oh, dancing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well,
You just had your old tape recorder, sort of thing, wireless, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what would that be? Just for somebody's birthday party, or
Birthday parties, or just the youth club at night. You start the dances and stuff like that, like whatever went. Yeah.
Were you a good dancer, Jim, in your day?
Well, I kind of thought I was, yeah.
What did everybody else think?
Well, they were all right. There were one or two had a little bit fly pint or a fly drink and that. They used to cut loose a wee bit, yeah.
Now, an interesting part about the village hall that you told me was it became the pub for a while after the Black Bull, Etal, caught fire.
I wasn't here. And it was abroad. And one of the fires. There were two fires. It was one of. Yeah, there was one of them. I was away at the time, I think, or I'd just gotten back when the fire came in.
Yeah.
And the stuff was taken away down here, down the other bottom.
Yeah.
I'll
have to speak to someone else about that.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be your best memory of the village hall when you were a lad?
Well, as I said, like it was just in the latter part of when the youth club was on the go, it was definitely. It was just part of growing up. In there you discuss things, between yourselves or whatever, or fun and this, that and the other, It was just one of them things where you get into the teens sort of thing, exploring and things like that. It was just a done thing.
Yeah.
But I can't ever really remember going to any other hall. A lot of them came, maybe get the odd occasion where you'd have something on that got the two or three of them together,
Of course.
But other than that, mostly they came from other youth club into there.
Yeah.
We never really went anywhere else. But I can really remember everybody was coming in. The footballs and all the rest of it,
It's a good-looking hall, though, isn't it? It's a very nice resource, I have to say. We're very lucky. Yeah. And later
Ford
on...
was a nice one. Ford was a nice hall.
But as you say, with it being...
Millfield, there's not a scratch on any of these other ones.
Yeah.
There wasn't a scratch.
As you say about Lady Waterford Hall in Ford with the paintings, it's... you have to be a bit precious. We don't want you going there with your yellow paint, Jim.
But the billiard hall, like in Ford, I don't know if it's still going.
Just
still going.
Still going.
Yeah.
But not for long. Yeah, not for long. So, just to go back to the Etal Village Hall, you said you were a bit disappointed when you found out that the billiard table had been removed.
Yes, well, that was more or less the close down of it then, because it was then it finished, I think, when the fire was on. It was after that they used the hall then for the pub.
So that would be what, early 80s was that?
Yeah, like that, yeah. It was, as I say, that's when everything was moved out, when it became a pub. And it was a pub for 2-3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or whatever.
We'll have to look into that period. Yeah, I've got some photographs, as you know. But you going in there now, you recognise it. It's not changed very much, has it at all?
Very little, really.
Since
just
the late
extensions
50s.
have been put on and stuff like this. Going from the inside, you notice it, and outside, you notice it. But it is just up to scratch.
Yeah.
Nice building.
It is a nice building, because you said in your day there wasn't much in the way of kind of facilities for cooking or baking. You haven't got the kitchen.
No.
Yeah.
It changed when the fire took on, and as I say, everybody still got together,
Yeah. Good
and it
stuff.
was a big pub then. It was a lot of room in it compared to what there was
Yeah,
prior to the fire
yeah,
in the bar itself, like in Eton, and the Black Bull.
yeah. Well, there you are. Two important
Yeah.
assets to the village: the pub and the village hall.
Definitely, it was. I'd say the village hall sort of faded out, and then it became the thing. Everything was held in the pub then. You know, the elite clubs and the flower shows and all the rest of it was all up into the hall. And there's no way in getting away with it. There was no other place. Really, it was big enough.
What sort of things would be on a sort of regular basis? There'd be things. What would be like a flower show? They've still got an onion club here.
Well, they started getting groups together, like singing bands and plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Theatrical stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Still
Which
doing
I
that.
wasn't really interested in much at all, but it went on.
Yeah.
I remember going to the odd one, but very.
No, they still do that. We still have the Northumberland Theatre Company. They've
Yes.
been coming for, I've been told, about 30 years. We
Yes,
still have
right, yeah.
folk concerts there,
Yeah.
quizzes.
Yes.
We have little events for charity things like when we're putting on the Christmas lights, we have tea and cake beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
We had a little nice thing for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee last year.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still very, very active. There are
Yeah.
Pilates classes, yoga classes.
Yeah. What could be help at anything and everything? It is a focal point, like.
To the focal point.
It is a focal point.
Yeah. Jim Cockburn, it's been splendid talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.